Hey, I'm Ellie, and if you are tired of attracting the same emotionally unavailable people over and over, trust me, I have been there. And now I help women rebuild their confidence, heal their nervous systems, and finally feel like the high value woman that they were born to be. So grab your coffee because today we are talking about why you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men. And there's a reason for all of that. So I'm going to dive right in. I don't like to waste anyone's time. If you keep attracting emotionally unavailable people, I just want you to stop pretending that it's bad luck and that you just have bad luck with your dating experience, because it's not. It's actually your pattern. And before you roll your eyes, I'm not blaming you. This is just about awareness, because once you see this, you can change it. And I promise you can shift it in just 7 days. I'm going to go through day 1 through 7 with you. And if you truly want to change your patterns, just listen to me. Day 1, this is for your awareness. It's what I like to call the mirror moment. It's knowing that you attract what feels familiar and not just what feels good, okay? So if chaos and inconsistency or mixed signals, if that's what you grew up with, if you grew up with a narcissistic parent, if you grew up without one of your parents, your nervous system was wired. Like, for instance, me, I grew up with a dad, but he just wasn't really present. So I grew up trying to people please, right? And I subconsciously would look for relationships where I tried to gain validation all the time, because I never got that from my dad. Nothing was like good enough. I could always do better. And so I became super hyper hard on myself, and I could never just accept that like someone could just love me for me. I always had to like really work for it. So that's how I saw relationships later in my life, especially because I'm a woman, a little girl. This is like so important. We need our dads. We need our dads to show that. And I wasn't shown that. So it's something I had to teach myself. So your nervous system is wired. So your first assignment for day 1 is to journal every person who's made you feel like you had to earn their love. And I want you to notice a pattern. Okay. So this is just about awareness, because we can't fix what we won't face. All right. Day 2, I want you to detox the fantasy. All of those Disney movies that you watch just like doesn't happen, okay? Those were just little girl Cinderella movies. I want you to know that emotionally unavailable people are masters of potential, okay? And you fell for the version they could be, okay, if they healed. So day 2, I want you to repeat, I release the fantasy and I accept the reality. People show you who they are. A lot of people will say a lot, but they'll show you who they are, right? So make sure their actions and their words match. And if they don't, then stop chasing that potential and create space for someone who's already ready for that. All right, day 3 is going to be your nervous system reset. This one is not that sexy, but it is everything. I want you to start your day with one grounding ritual. So that means like going outside and walking barefoot, do some breath work, cold water, anything that teaches your body that safe can feel exciting and uncomfortable at first. You cannot attract calm love from a chaotic nervous system. So when you are first starting to date somebody and you really like them and you want it to go well, but you're in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, I always mess things up. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm this, I'm that. The negative self-talk has to go. Your brain has to stop thinking of the future with this person or the past of your previous relationships, because you're just going to create this chaotic tornado in your head of like, and repeat the patterns. You see what I mean? The best advice that I can give you is to be present in the moment. So when I first started dating my now husband, there was a day where he went like 24 hours without messaging me, and my old self freaked out, right? So I was battling with my old self and then the person that I wanted to be. My old self was like, oh my God, like, should I text him? Should I try to control this situation? As a woman, for me, because of my past, I like to control situations. I like to make the plans. I like to pay for things. I don't know why, because I didn't have the best father growing up. So paying for things or making the first text or making the plans was like something I always initiated, because I was just so used to having to do that and take care of myself. But that's not what a feminine and soft woman should be doing. So my old self was battling with my new self, and my old self wanted to do these things, but the new self, I'm like, well, what kind of man do I want to attract? I want to attract a provider, someone who emotionally takes good care of me. And I want someone that makes me feel safe. So what kind of woman do I need to show up as in order to attract a man that does these things? Does that make sense? So a secure woman doesn't care if this man texts her or not. She's secure. She goes and does her own thing. So I went to the gym. I may have looked at my phone a million times, but then I kept bringing myself back to the present. You see what I mean? Like, I'm at the gym, I'm focusing on myself. I'm a secure woman. I had to keep telling myself that. Okay. I don't care. Yes, I do like him. And if it doesn't work out, that's going to really suck. I'm probably going to cry for a week, but a lot of you don't understand that there is an abundance of people out there. There is an abundance. It's an abundance. I'm not exaggerating. Abundance, okay? Get that really, 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 really hammered in your head, because there is an abundance of men out there. So I kept telling myself that because it's true. And anything else that I tell myself is just a lie. There's an abundance of men out there. I will connect with someone else if this one doesn't work. I don't need to chase this man. I'm a secure woman. I want to show up as that. I want to show up that I'm safe and secure and I can be alone. And not that I can be independent. I don't need no man. It's just I don't need constant reassurance, which is something that I do need from time and time again. And as women, I just feel like that's just natural. And my husband gives it to me gladly. But we had to grow into that. All right. So anyway, day 3 is your nervous system reset. Stay present with yourself. Do not think, what could happen? I'm going to ruin it, or I'm stupid because this particular situation happened in the past. No, all of that is just a lie. It's your nervous system lying to you based off previous situations and scenarios from your past. Day 4, get into your head that unavailable people will test your boundaries because they subconsciously sense that you will break. Okay. And they can sense it by how you're acting. So today with someone, I don't care who it is, pick one micro boundary. I always tell my friends, I've also told some family members, pretend that life is like a video game. What is the worst that can happen? You lose this person? Okay. Then that is what was supposed to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the universe or God or whoever you believe in is not going to place you in a situation that you can't handle. And it's not going to put you in a situation or place people in your life that either one, aren't going to teach you anything. So if you do set a boundary with somebody and they are breaking that boundary, the universe or God or whoever is trying to teach you a lesson. Either you will people please and do the same thing that you've done and then complain about it and complain about your life, or you will set this boundary and be firm and maybe get rid of this person or step away from this person or distance yourself from this person so that you can teach your brain that it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to do what you want to do. And it's okay to want to deserve better, right? Because it's your birthright. So pick a micro boundary that you can set with somebody. If there's someone in your life that is overstepping, then write it down. You don't need the answer, or you don't need to text them right away. You don't need to over explain why you can't hang out or anything like that. You're not being rude, but let's respect ourselves a little bit. Okay. Because when you go against what you want to do with someone who is crossing your boundaries, even if you don't know your boundaries, like if you feel uncomfortable for a certain reason with someone because they're doing something, or a friend is like just being rude to you. I don't know what your situation is. You are disrespecting yourself, if you see what I mean, like by allowing this type of behavior. And I'm only telling you this because I used to be this person. I had to learn that everything that happened in my life from like 25 years old and now was my fault, because I allowed certain behaviors and I allowed certain people and I allowed certain things to happen. And then I would complain about it and I'd be in a victim mode, which is most people. Day 5, rewrite the core belief. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself, what do I believe I have to be loved? And if your answer includes like, oh, I have to be perfect or low maintenance, then that's your block. I want you to go back in time and think about a time where you felt inferior to someone else, or you allowed a certain behavior, and it's because you didn't love yourself enough in that moment. I want you to go back to that space and tell yourself that you that you forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for those times that you let yourself down. And then I want you to rewrite that I am loved because I exist, not because I perform for others, because you exist, because it is your birthright. You are loved because of that. And anything else you tell yourself is a lie. It is a lie. Okay? I got emotional with that because when you forgive yourself in the past, it's just like the most breakthrough stuff I've ever done for myself. Okay. Day 6, you're going to do a little energy audit on yourself. I want you to look at your messages and your feed and your playlists. Does it feel like your healed self or your heartbreak self? Does it feel like the new future you that you want to be, everything that's showing up, or do you need to reset? Okay? Because the people in your life are going to dictate your success. They will. Your success, your failures, and where you get in life. What is on your feed will influence you. What is on your playlist, honestly, like I won't watch, this has nothing to do with playlists, but I won't watch scary movies because I'll go to bed thinking about it and then it messes my whole day up the next day. Like I don't like scary movies. This is just an example because I'm allowing that type of energy in, right? And as empaths and people who like take on other people's energy all the time, that's not good for me. I love comedy movies, love movies, all the good stuff. So I want you to detox from all the crap that you've been feeding yourself for the last 10 years or whatever. And I want you to detox from that pain, which means you need to reset and think about the people in your life, the pros and the cons of the things that you allow in your life, okay? Because healing happens when your daily environment matches the person you are becoming and the person you want to be. Do you get what I'm saying? Day 7, raise your fucking standards, and I mean it. The version of you who is fully loved does not chase. She leans back. She lets things happen. She doesn't control. What's that book that Mel Robbins wrote? Just let them. It's the let them theory. Okay? If you're dating someone and they don't text you back, let them. Let them. What do you need to control? Nothing. If you try to, you're going to look like a control freak and you're going to let yourself down and you're going to disrespect yourself by doing that. So the version of you, she is too busy building a life that is so good that anyone that is inconsistent just looks out of place. You can say, I am unavailable to unavailable people. And you change the narrative. So like if like, let's say you're dating and a guy doesn't text you for 3 days and then all of a sudden he wants to hang out. Instead of saying, why wouldn't he text me those 3 days? Change the narrative. Why would I want a man in my life who is not consistent? Why would I want someone who only texts me when it's convenient for them? Because that is attractive to me. That is unattractive behavior that my future self does not like. So you set that boundary and you distance yourself from this person and you move on. Go on a date with somebody else who will value your time way more than this person. Okay, that is my 7 days. If you do these 7 days with intention, and I'm not saying you'll meet your soulmate by next week, but you will feel like the most grounded and magnetic version of yourself. And that's what actually attracts emotionally available love. Okay. And you just keep practicing because doing it once, you remember your brain is wired from past experiences. So doing this one time it's not good enough. You owe yourself enough to do it again and again and again and again until you get the life that you want. Okay. With that said, I have created a mini course. It's not a mini course. I've created a course that everything that I did in order to get the life that I wanted, the husband, the money, I paid off $130,000 of debt within 2 years. I got the husband. I'm about to have my second baby. I'm in the house that I chose. I just got my dream car, all of this stuff. And I started doing all of this work in 2022. And I really invested back into myself. I first, was going to sell this course at like over $1,000 because it just is so valuable. But I feel like there's more people out there that need more help than I need more money. So it's literally only $25. And it's a course that you can literally take and change your entire life within like 30 days, finishing this course. Actually, we'll go through it right now. Hold on. Okay. It might look different when you go on it. I changed the sales page around a few times. Let me get to it. Okay. So I call it the queen energy because I mean, hello, setting boundaries bundle, but it's much more than that. You will get the exact formula to stop people pleasing, my step-by-step blueprint to set boundaries, scripts so that you can practice, confidence activators that instantly shift how others see you, the high value woman's presence formula, mindset rewires, lifetime access, and my coaching for my Facebook group. Okay. So the first mini course is the high value mindset. It's high value people versus low value people, what high value is, how to rewire your brain for higher confidence, the importance of emotional regulation. Then we go to our boundary bootcamp, which is just what I was talking about in like day 4 is boundaries bootcamp. The power of boundaries, types of boundaries, how to tell if you have weak boundaries, how to appropriately say no without feeling guilty, and how to respond to people who test your boundaries. Then we go into foundations of self-worth, the truth about self-worth and how it affects every area of your life, the identity shift, why most people settle, common mindset blocks keeping you where you're at. Then we go into self-development, the number one habit that builds respect for yourself, morning, evening routines for high value self-mastery, how to stop self-sabotage and start self-discipline, the power of visualization and scripting your ideal life. And then we go into it's like a 5-minute meditation, how to attract healthy relationships, what actually makes someone attracted to you, the science of attraction, attachment styles, how to stop attracting emotionally unavailable people. And then you can't change them, and here's why. Then we have dating in the modern era, why dating seems harder today and what to do about it, red flags, how to keep your standards high without the fear of being too much, and the breadcrumbing trap. Then we go into communication and emotional intelligence. You see how I am going with this course. It's literally a life coach in one. It's how to set clear expectations without fear of abandonment, what to do when someone disrespects your boundaries, the difference between reacting and responding, the power of self-awareness, what self-awareness really means, and the power of silence, which most of us need to learn. Then we go into healing and letting go. And as you can see, childhood patterns, psychology behind toxic cycles, signs you're healing, how to forgive. We need to learn that. Then we go into confidence, energy, and manifestation. Connection between confidence and attraction. The energy you put out is the people you attract. Manifesting, self-love. And then the last module course is becoming unbreakably abundant. So how to stay strong when people test your boundaries, your new standards moving forward, actions over words, self-respect is in every word and action. And then I have stopped spending thousands on coaches and get all your answers for $25 because literally, yes. So that is the course that I created. It's only $25 right now. And you can get all your answers inside of there, as well as get into my coaching Facebook group where you'll have access to me and you can ask all the questions that you want. If you liked this video, make sure, I'm out of breath. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you want to learn more about boundaries and dating. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next video.